Hey guys, welcome to Challenges Education. In our current affairs section, we have started daily news analysis of All India Radio from newsonair.com. I hope this will help accelerating your preparation for government exams. Here the show begins.
Program Countrywide. Tonight we bring you an interview with the Chairman, Airport Authority of India, Dr. Guruprasad Mohapatra. The interviewer is Madhav Das Gopal Krishnan, journalist.
So let me begin by asking you, India's civil aviation sector is one of the fastest growing in the world. We have seen exponential growth over the past few years and continuing growth. How is the AAI really preparing to deal with this kind of a growth? Is our current infrastructure adequate, and how will it be expanded to keep up with this kind of growth?
This is a very interesting question that you have posed. All of us know that India's aviation sector is growing really fast. In fact, it's the fastest growing aviation sector probably in the world. And at this rate, if we continue, then it will be the third largest aviation market by 2020-25 and probably the largest in the world by 2030. So a lot of things have gone into it apart from the economic liberalizations and the general rising economic affluence of India, which have definitely contributed to the civil aviation growth. And the very proactive government policies, the National Civil Aviation Policy of 2016, the UDAN scheme, and a lot of impetus on increasing the infrastructure and infrastructure spending by various aviation stakeholders have led to this growth. Plus, we have some very, very aggressive airlines operators of the world are in India, and they are, as you know, they are on a massive airplanes order spree. Just to give an example, today currently around little more than 500 commercial aircraft are flying in the country. Our order book says that almost 600 aircraft are going to come to the Indian skies in the next 5 years. So this basic aircraft induction program into the country will give an idea of how fast we are growing. So now coming to the infrastructure, when we say about infrastructure, firstly there are two kinds of infrastructure. One is the basic airport physical infrastructure that we see. The runway, the aprons, the terminal building, the cargo facility, in short, where the passenger and the aircraft interface takes place. And the another critical infrastructure is the airspace infrastructure. Talking about the airport infrastructure, till 2012, the growth 2012-13, the airport aviation infrastructure spending was not much because we are growing at a manageable pace and stay till around say 5 to 6 years back. You will agree with me that flying was considered a more or less an elitist activity. Now flying has become as common an activity as say any other travelling. The need for Indians to travel has increased tremendously, be it for religious, business, studies, economic reasons, various other occupational reasons have led to this spurt in air travel. So that is the kind of popularity of the air travel. So Airport Authority of India was a historical body, and the current shape of Airport Authority of India has been created by an act of parliament. So the International Airport Authority and the Domestic Airport Authority merged together to form what is popularly called as Airport Authority of India now. So the AI had in most of the airports that in the country you see, some of them are continuing prior to independence also. So as I said, since flying was not considered a priority by the governments at that time, so the focus less on this thing on the aviation infrastructure. So you have airports right in the middle of the city. There are legacy issues. There are lot of construction activities have taken place around the airport. Land acquisition is becoming increasingly difficult, more expensive. So there is a lot of pressure on adding more land to the airport infrastructure now. In fact, airport infrastructure, there are international norms on how to build and operate an airport infrastructure. They are very strict quality and safety norms. For example, the runway has to be a certain width, the area surrounding the runway has to be kept free from any obstacles. There are many such. That is why for a good size airport you require at least 2,000 acres of land if you want to have a meaningful airport infrastructure in city. Many of our airports don't have that kind of land. The government of India as well as the state governments are in a constant state of dialogue to see how, because land is a state subject in the Indian federal structure and Airport Authority of India does not buy land. So we request the state government to give us land free, because if we buy land, then the airport infrastructure, raising it itself is expensive. Running an airport is also a very expensive proposition because a very lot of manpower and equipments are required. So we request the state government to give us the land free. So keeping that in mind, we have been able to still add a lot of land into our infrastructure. I'll just give a few examples. Today there are around 115 functional airports in the country where the commercial aircrafts are flying. And this includes also the private airports like Bangalore, Hyderabad, the privatized Airport Authority of India, Delhi, Mumbai, and some of the state airports like Kochi. And we are developing a new Greenfield Airport also. For example, Sikkim, a very important state of the Indian Union, a lot of strategic significance. It didn't have an airport. We just completed a very difficult airport assignment there by doing an airport at the height of around 6,000 feet at Pakyong.
When will it be operational, sir?
Pakyong, interestingly, will be a 100th airport when it is operationalized. It is ready for operations. It is licensed also. It is also under the UDAN scheme. So most likely after any time in the mid-September onwards, it should be ready for the inaugural flight. The airport in any case ready. We are also planning something at Arunachal. We are looking for that. There is a lot of demand for developing an exclusive airport for Arunachal. There is another second airport we are doing near Rajkot, which the Honorable PM laid the foundation stone some months back. So that will be the second airport for Rajkot. We are also expanding a lot of current airports like Jabalpur and Kolhapur. We are now starting new terminal buildings at 11 airports. For example, in Guwahati, already the work has started. Leh, the work is going to start. Patna is a very congested airport. We are going to start a 5 million capacity terminal building very soon there. Then Imphal in Manipur, Trichy in Vijayawada, Ahmedabad, Jharsuguda in Odisha will be the second airport for Odisha, Kishangarh, Teju and Agartala. Similarly, some of the terminal buildings are going to expand by adding more capacity. For example, Chennai, recently the Union Cabinet has approved, we are going to spend more than 2,000 crores into expanding the Chennai terminal building capacity. Srinagar, we are going to add to a new terminal building there. Pune, Lucknow, Mangalore, Dehradun, Jaipur, Goa, Port Blair, Belgaum, Hubli, Jammu, Calicut and Gorakhpur. So you will see a lot of activities are coming up to add to the infrastructure in the Airport Authority of India.
Also, Mumbai is one airport that sees very heavy traffic. Yet we are seeing that because of the old airport, as you were saying, infrastructure not being updated for a long time, it is almost saturated for I think almost 18 hours of the day or so. Now with the Navi Mumbai airport, can you tell us by when will it be operational? Because that is one of the big airports of this country which citizens often use.
Mumbai and Delhi are the two truly hub airports of India, where people come from all parts of the country and to fly into different parts of the country as well as abroad. So Mumbai, as you rightly said, is fully congested. There is a lot of land issues, and you must have seen Mumbai and you realize that it is not possible to add to the current airport infrastructure. So the state government is come up with a PPP project, and that work has been given to the GVK group, the MIAL, which is currently running the Mumbai airport. So they are going to start a state-of-the-art new airport project there. I think by 2020-21, we should see the new Mumbai airport operating. Once that happens, Mumbai won't be closed down, but Mumbai will have the good fortune of having two good airports, both Mumbai and New Mumbai.
So Delhi will also be like that sometime in the future?
Delhi, there is already the UP government is working. They've got a in-principle approval for developing a second airport at Jewar. So Jewar is in Greater Noida in UP. So UP government is working very seriously towards it. I expect another few months we should see a lot of traction on the foundation stone laying up probably of that airport also.
So what about UDAN? Because UDAN is a flagship scheme of this government. Particularly the unserved and underserved airports, of course there is some infrastructure, but the Greenfield airports that you would be building, these are going to be very cost effective airports which are going to be very functional. Can you tell us something about that and how many such airports you are planning to do?
As you know, the purpose behind UDAN, which is a part of the National Civil Aviation Policy, we have an international network. We have a national network also where Delhi, Mumbai, all the big cities are connected with the Tier 1 cities. But the regional cities like small Tier 2, Tier 3 where there is a lot of appetite to fly, to give a fillip to flying in these and to connect this regional network with the national network, UDAN was conceived. We did 2 rounds and UDAN is entirely demand driven. What happens is there are more than 400 airstrips in the country. Some airstrips could be such where nothing exists, it's just a historical airstrip. But government has put all those in the bidding map and it depends on the airlines operators to bid. So that is how it has come. 2 rounds of bidding have taken place. Almost in the first round of UDAN, we had 43 airports got connected and covered, and in the second round of UDAN, 38 airports got covered. Out of these, 30 airports have already become operational. The last RCS airport will become operational in Kanpur, where our Honorable Civil Aviation Minister and Honorable Chief Minister UP, they jointly inaugurated that flight. Difficulty, as you were saying, is in some of the round 2 airports, practically nothing existed. It was much easier to cover the unserved and the underserved airports because the cost of development was not much. But here now we have some of the airports where we are doing everything from scratch, but then we have set the timelines for it. For example, I'll give an example, Darbhanga. Darbhanga is an Air Force airfield, but the Indian Air Force and the Ministry of Defence have agreed to allow Darbhanga, this Air Force airport, to be used for civilian operations. So we have to quickly do a terminal building there and the ancillary facilities, and the runway has to be relayed to accommodate the requirements of the civilian flights. So we are working on all that. So it will take us, we are expecting the best possible effort also will take us 7 to 8 months time. So we have set almost a 1 year time frame to develop all the difficult airports which are coming in round 2. Difficult in the sense, practically nothing existed there, though it is considered a historical and airstrip. So RCS that way is doing quite well. It is very popular, and more cities so far not come on the bidding map. They are demanding that our city should also be covered under UDAN.
That was actually my next question. How has been the response of phase 1 of UDAN? Because now it has been some time since several such sectors have been operational. Are you encouraged by the response?
Very good. All the flights are going full, and there is a lot of demand for UDAN.
So also take us through the airspace. You were telling us that there are several things. It's not just the physical infrastructure. It is about the airspace as well that needs to be managed. Now, how will this huge growth in ATC managers, air traffic controllers, how is the AI preparing to deal with all of this?
The airspace basically is the International Civil Aviation Organization, which is the international apex body for regulating civil aviation. It has given us an airspace which starts almost from the Gulf of Oman and goes beyond the Andaman Nicobar Islands. So huge oceanic airspace as well as the Indian mainland airspace. So that we are managing as a sovereign duty of the central government. We manage it through a very intricate network of radars and communication and surveillance equipment plus the human manpower. So what you popularly call the ATC tower is only the more visible part of the airport infrastructure, because a lot of other ground-based and satellite-based and oceanic-based infrastructure is also involved in ensuring that the flights are uninterrupted, they are safe, secure, and they fly timely. So there are a lot of challenges in that. Firstly, we are increasing significantly our manpower in that. We have added more than 1200 ATCOs in the last couple of years, and we are constantly adding to the manpower. We are also giving a lot of emphasis on increasing their skill set, and by sending them on a lot of workshops and training programs and skill upgradation activities. Then we are now going for mobile towers, because a lot of small airports are coming, and it's not necessary now anymore to do a huge tower that we see in many of the cities. Through CCTV coverage and through a very good telecommunication network, you can easily do through a remote tower, can do the air traffic operations of some other remote airports. We are also going for a air traffic flow management system which helps us in ensuring that the flights do not hover around too much in the airspace needlessly. In fact, if there are some valid reasons for a flight not to reach Delhi, we inform them rather than midway. We prefer to inform them while they are yet to take off from another airport. So these are some of the major initiatives we are taking in air traffic navigation system. We are also trying to see how, through a combination of better air traffic procedures and engineering practices, we can add per hour the handling capacity of different airports. Constantly we are doing that. In fact, that is the reason why we are adding to a second airport in most of our cities, be it New Mumbai or Jewar and all, because we feel that to add more aircraft operations, we also need a second airport in some of our bigger cities.
As custodian of all airports and air traffic management in India, one reason aviation has been in the news last week was unfortunate incident that took place in Mumbai. Some experts are saying that in crowded cities like Delhi, Mumbai, there are many obstacles surrounding, like the Shiv Murti in the Delhi airport. How do you look at that? Is that a serious issue, sir, in big cities? Although the inquiry report is not yet out in the Mumbai incident, but is that at all a cause for concern?
Basically, the safety and security of air travel is of paramount importance, and the Director General of Civil Aviation, whom called the DGCA, is the body which looks after all the safety aspects of aviation. And to say that the flights should not take place in crowded cities, you go world over, all airports are in busy cities only, but London, New York, airports are a part of the ecosystem of a city, so they are bound to be there. But there are very strict safety parameters also regarding the height of buildings, regarding the height of structures that can come up, and these are very strictly implemented. And there are a lot of sophistication that has come up in designing and monitoring and surveillance and all. In India, they're as safe as they are anywhere else.
In the end, I would request you all to please subscribe to our channel if not done yet, so that you can get an instant notification for the videos we upload. God bless you all.